Hey guys, Mitko here from DNModels, and today we're gonna show you how to rivet a model with the help of a riveter. We're gonna use Trumpeter Riveter, which has 4 wheels, each one with different step. The model that we're gonna use is gonna be F14 and 72nd scale, which our friend Milan used for years to test some new paints, new ideas, or just the consistency of some of the paints. It is a small kit and it has a lot of paint over it, plus primer and some decals that are hidden beneath the surface. The Trumpeter Riveter is rather inexpensive tools compared to the other riveters available on the market. As you will see in a minute though, it's very nice, easy to work with, and relatively stable tool. For easier applications on longer straight lines, we're gonna use tweezers and a piece of plastic, an old one, which can be substituted with whatever you have in mind or in your stash. Straight lines are very important, so the better the tool you have, the better the results. As you can see, the gears are labeled A, B, C, and D, and they're visibly a lot different one from another. We have 3 in the set and 1 in the tool, which pretty much gives you rivet for all the popular scales: 72nd, 48, and 32. The rivet itself has a guard, which is embedded in the design of the tool itself. When you put it on, the plastic ring goes up and covers the gear, preventing you from damaging the teeth. This is very important because damaging only one of them can cause a lot of troubles later on with the kit. Disassembling everything is pretty easy. There is a plastic part which clicks and allows you to open the tool in a simplistic but clever way. You gotta be careful to not bend or damage the wheel, of course. Simple but effective tool from Trumpeter. Applying the rivets needs to be done vertically with the equal pressure along the lines, because pushing it sideways or with different pressure might cause different appearance in the end. The lines at the edges here are to be done by hand, and as you can see, some repetitive moves are shown. This is not always the best idea for inexperienced modelers, but Milan is pretty experienced when it comes down to rivets, so he has a steady hand and he is perfectly aware of what he's doing. As you can see, the results are decent, even on that thick coverage of several layers of paint. If you're doing this for the first time, we strongly suggest you to use some old model and to do only one move and not repeat it once, because you might lose the tracks of the rivets. Doing longer lines will be done with the help of tweezers in this case, but you can use whatever you think will be suitable in your case. Some modelers do that with thick duct tape, usually because riveting is to be done before the priming. Again, equal pressure is to be applied, and depending on it, it's the deepness of the rivets themselves. The modelers who use thicker primers or several layers of paints needs to do their rivets deeper to keep the overall appearance in the end. We're gonna do some rivets along the wing lines here, which are longer and they require attention. You need to follow the seam line and you need to follow it correctly from one end to the other. Also, you need to adjust the distance from the line when applying the rivets in order to be equal from the both sides. In this particular case, we are doing random rivets, not following the specific pattern of the Tomcat, just because we are showing the basic idea. This, of course, is oriented mostly for beginner riveters, because the pros know how to do this stuff. As you can see, they're not perfectly aligned, but they're doable. And if you're careful, you'll easily get better results. Some of the lines are to be done with the tool for alignment and some by hand, like this one here. We have many edges and many short rivet lines, which explains the procedure. It is visible that even on that rough surface, the results are great. Doing some more lines perpendicularly will help us get the nice effect once the model is painted. This is done mostly to attract attention and to not let the surface look boring, which is usually a winner strategy when it comes down to modeling. You gotta be careful to not overdo it, of course, and the best way to do that is to follow the pattern of the real aircraft. Some not so perfect blueprints are available online, so you can use some of those. It is usually best case scenario to put at least 2 types of rivets for a model. That creates additional point of interest, and in our case it's a job easy done. As you can see, disassembling everything is pretty easy. Still, you gotta be careful because the gears are pretty thin and they are to be taken care of with proper attention. Once aligning everything, you gotta click the riveter and continue with the riveting. They are pretty sharp in the beginning, but after riveting a couple of models, you might experience some troubles and you need to push a little bit more to get the same results as before. Following the previous lines of rivets that we've already done, we need to draw some more rivet lines, this time with a different gear. It is pretty much the same process repeated. However, as you can see, the results are different. The step of the rivets is different, and that tricks the eye into thinking that this is far more complex model than it actually is. Doing that on larger surface is advisable. As you can see, we have far more attractive wing compared to the beginning, and the job was pretty easy. For the purpose of this video, we're gonna exchange the gear once more. Now we're gonna use one of the finest rivets, which probably is best suitable for this scale. Once again, same procedure with basically the same results. However, as you can see, the appearance is very different. In the newest model kits, this is embedded in the engineering process. However, if you're doing something old or you just need to improve it, this is the way to go. As you can see, we have different lines of rivets, not following the real thing of course, but you can easily tell the difference when you're looking at the riveted and non-riveted surfaces. If you're lost your track, you can easily put the tool next to the rivets and see how it looks, so you can fix or continue a rivet line. So that was done with Trumpeter tool. There are many substitutes, but this is one fine, nice add-on for your collection of tools, and it's relatively cheap. Now let's show you what Milan used before, do-it-yourself stuff from a old watch movement, a big one. However, you can use a smaller one and you'll see the results are pretty much the same. The important thing is to use the proper gears and to be careful when you're doing the pressure. It is harder to do the lines correctly when you don't have the tool for alignment, whatever that might be in your case. However, as you can see, Milan is doing everything great because he is very experienced in that area. Looking at those rivets, you cannot tell the difference compared to Trumpeter Riveter. So, if you have something similar in mind or you can do it yourself, don't hesitate. As you can see, the results are pretty much the same. Those here are some sparse rivets, but such thing is also visible on some applications in the real world. You can choose from many watch movements here and there, and you can easily find the proper gear step for your kit. Going back to the Trumpeter tool, we must add that probably this is the best solution, although there are many others. Here we have a protective plastic part, easy change of the gears, nice grip, and availability probably in the hobby store nearby. We hope that you liked the video, subscribe if you did, and see you in the next one.